everyone, and welcome back to Kangen Culture TV. My name is Elizabeth, and we are going to cover some information for distributors on creating the list. All right, here we go, the list. How to organize and manage a prospect or client list. Many social network and marketing professionals suggest creating a list of 100 to 200 names or prospects. And what I have to say to that is, why limit your potential business? I mean, really, why limit it? To begin, write down all the potential prospects that you can think of in two different categories: the warm market and the cold market categories. And I'll show you what those mean. But when we come in as new distributors of whatever company it is we're a part of, the first thing we think of is, oh, wow, Aunt May would love this lipstick. Or, oh, do you know who'd love these Shakeology shakes? I mean, people start coming up in our mind about who we want to share things with. And prior to being in social and network marketing businesses, we did that all of the time. It's a referral-based world we live in, especially in America, where, hey, did you go and try that new restaurant or watch that movie, or these shirts that has the softest fabric? We refer people to things all of the time. The only difference is now in social network marketing is that we can get compensated for doing it. So the difference between a cold market and a warm market is, a warm market prospect is a person or an organization that we already have a relationship with. They can be friends, family, close acquaintances, neighbors, teammates, classmates, work peers, anyone with whom we've had previous personal contact with. You could also put people at church on there. A lot of people are close with other church members. A cold market prospect is a prospect or an organization that we've identified as well qualified, but that have little or no awareness of our company or our product or anything. They are accessible by advertising, public relations, and networking. A cold market prospect might be somebody that we've seen at the dog park a lot, and our dogs get along really well, but they don't know what we do or much about us. And things like that. So that's an example of a cold market prospect, whereas warm market's easy. Unfortunately, new distributors run through their warm market so fast because they'll go out and start talking like we know something, and we don't, and we scare everybody off, and we're like, whoa, Elizabeth's kind of got off the deep end about water. I don't think we need to invite her to Thanksgiving anymore because it's all she talks about. So things like that. We don't want to run through our warm market because they're the people who are closest. They're our closest social circles. And so they're actually people we want to be the most considerate over, because they can make or break people's businesses. If one person's significant other doesn't support them in their business, it's really hard to push forward and become successful in it when we don't have the support of those that are closest to us. So here you go. A common mistake new distributors make is, before being properly educated, new distributors will run to their warm market, their family, their friends, their people at church, and try to sell them on an idea or a product. And usually this is done in the first 30 days of somebody owning a new product or whatnot, and they have little knowledge on all of it. We feel like sometimes we know a lot because we're consuming the water, but we're not going to have all the answers to all the questions that people have for us in the first 30 days unless we've done a lot of research prior to purchasing. The recommendation I have is that we enlist the mentorship of somebody who is successful in our field to assist us in answering questions and properly exposing potential prospects to the idea or the product. So in a lot of different courses and things like that, there's the teacher-student relationship or the mentor-disciple relationship. It all rolls back into cause and effect. So when we enlist the help of somebody who's walked this journey before, it's going to help us tremendously, because we're not going to necessarily make the same mistakes that that mentor did. They're going to allow us to make our own mistakes, but they're also going to help guide us in a direction to make educated movements. So it's kind of like a chess game. You know, let's treat it like it's fun and stuff, but creating a list is really fun. A prospect wish list. So this is called a manifestation list. And this list outlines specific qualities that we're looking for in a prospect or a client. For example, I'm looking for motivated 25 to 40-year-olds. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not looking for anyone outside of those age groups. This is a manifestation list. You know, I'm 38 years old, so I feel like I can still relate to people, you know, around 25 to 40. And I'm looking for people who have a desire to help people and to help our planet, because Enagic, the business that I represent, they're all about whole health, not just for the human, but for every living thing and our planet. So I'm looking for people who are like-minded in that way. I'm looking for stay-at-home parents, mothers or fathers, looking to improve their financial health and still be present for their families, because relationships are so important in my life, and I want to encourage people who have great positive, influential relationships in their lives too. I'm also looking for alcohol or workaholics. I mean, alcoholics too can become workaholics, with the ability to educate, motivate, and inspire others in the 3 aspects of true health, and that's physical, financial, and spiritual, emotional. Manifestation lists are what people would relate to in the law of attraction. So while I'm looking for people who are wanting to help out people in the planet, where I'm looking for people who want to inspire on the 3 aspects of health and want to be in relationships with their family members and have more time freedom with them, while I'm trying to manifest that for myself, I'm hoping that there's others that are looking for somebody like me and manifesting me into their wish list. So a wish list is really important, because it's kind of like throwing out into the universe, hey, I'm looking for these amazing people, bring them into my life. And just so you know, a manifestation list, it works, because people are coming into my life all of the time now that I didn't know how they would show up, but they are, and it's really a beautiful thing. So don't be afraid to make a wish list. The chicken list, on the other hand, also don't be afraid of. But the chicken list is a list that contains the name of people or organizations that we've recognized as qualified, but find intimidating to approach about our idea or product. And it could be as intimidating as mother, father-in-law. And you know, they have very strict ideas on what they like and what they do, and talking to them about water is kind of an intimidating thing. But we're going to put those people on our chicken list, because we are going to find the courage to have the conversation. It might not be today, it might not be in a week, it might not be in 6 months, but the chicken list is actually going to shed some light on where we need to grow personally as educators, as salespeople, as distributors, as humans, building relationships. So this chicken list is really just as important as the warm, the cold, or the wish list. This is an important list to conquer, and I call it conquering, but because I like to play with things like they're a game. But if you don't approach this list of qualified opportunities, somebody else probably will. And it is so sad to see distributors who go, oh, I found out that somebody I wanted to talk to for 2 years, you know, ended up buying into the company and selling hundreds of units. And boy, woe is me, when the woe was actually on what we didn't do. We didn't do the work. And that's what's really sad, is that first of all we're doing is making the list. Second of all, we're finding out what we need to do as individuals to have the information and how to present it to these people on these lists. So another part of the chicken list is that you will gain confidence in yourself and your abilities as a social marketer when we start addressing the people on all of these lists, but especially people on our chicken list. So how to organize your list, this is really up to you, and it goes back to strategy. All your strategies, all of your procedures and processes should be designed specifically for you to grow. If you are just making lists and tucking them into drawers and things like that, probably not going to get identified, but you'll be surprised how many people on that list will eventually buy into your product, or at least gain an understanding of it. It just might not be from you. So organizing our lists and putting them in places where we see them. I like to address my list every couple of days. I'm never taking anyone off the list. Even if they've bought, I'm putting them on the follow-up list, which is a different episode, follow-up. But here we want to organize. So find a system that works for you. Some keep electronic lists, like a note section in their phone. Definitely recommend backing up your phone if you have it, so that you don't lose your lists. Other people like to write down their lists on pen and paper. I'm a pen and paper person. I also like sticky notes and things like that. A pocket notepad is a good idea, or you can create your own way of monitoring your lists. And some people love things that are electronic. I believe there's even apps out there to organize your lists. And whatever you choose, just stick with it, make it fun, make it pertinent to you. If you're not a computer person, no point in putting your list on the computer. We don't ever prejudge a person or a business. We like to treat everybody as if they have the potential to prosper with the opportunity that we have to share. And in Enagic, in the company that I'm with, it's absolutely true. Anyone can do it who's of age. Even young kids are doing it for their parents, with the potential of having their own business when they turn 18. So prejudging is limiting, and it really only hurts us when we do it. And a non-action based activity, all it is it's telling a story for somebody else that's not true, meaning it's a waste of time. So let's not prejudge anybody that comes to your mind about benefiting from your product or your company or organization or opportunity. Put them on the list, no matter what. Later you can take them off if you have to, but just write them down. I'm going to stop this right now, and I just want to encourage you, when you're making your list, that first of all, you create a system that works for you, electronic, non-electronic. It could even be a blank canvas with painted names on it. It doesn't really matter. Some people like to think of their list as a baseball diamond. So you could actually draw a baseball diamond on a piece of paper, and the people who are up to bat are the people who are filling out the paperwork. The people who are in the infield, at the pitcher's mound, first through third base, those are the people asking questions. Those are the people that we're doing follow-up with, sending videos to. They're all in the infield. The outfield is kind of like the cold market list. They're all sitting out there, and we're waiting to find, a time to have a Zoom call or send a video, realize what video we're trying to send. And then the people who are in the stands, well, they're the manifestation list. They're the chicken list. They're way out there, but you know what? They're still in the stadium. Another way you can do your list, I've explained with people before, is like a rainbow. You can have a rainbow, and inside of the rainbow is that pot of gold. And those are the people who are signing the papers, or waiting for their machine, or, waiting for the down payment, or trying to manifest, you know, the whole payment. So there are people in the pot of gold who are ready to go. Now, inside of the rainbow are the different levels of exposure that you've had with people, and people who've gotten videos, people who are asking questions, like I said, like in the infield. And then outside of the rainbow are the clouds. There are the people who are on the chicken list. There are the people who are on the wish list, the manifestation list. They're out there waiting to come into the rainbow. So however you choose to create a system to organize your list, just do it. Start today. Start putting down names. You can always add names. Don't limit yourself to 100 to 200 names. You know, shoot for 1,000 over the next couple of months. Constantly be adding names to your list. Be looking for people, asking for referrals from your previous clients. Lists are like laundry. It's an evolving thing, and it's never ending. We never throw away our lists, but after a year or two, it'd be interesting to go back and see how many people on your list ended up coming into your business, ended up buying from you, ended up, you know, just excited that you stuck with them and educated them, took the time to educate them along the way. So go out, create your system, create your list, get the names on it, and we'll tell you what to do with those lists in a future episode, as far as follow-up, creating value, handling objections. All of those things will be mentioned in videos in the future from Kangen Culture TV. So thank you for letting me share with you today, and I hope this was very helpful for you. Go ahead and subscribe below for future videos from us, and make it a great day, y'all.